Hello and welcome everyone. This is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Welcome to today's stream. We're gonna be having another continuation of the Woepie's free-for-all party. As it's gonna be round 3 right now coming up, and that's gonna be on desertification. As you can see the map here. Well, I basically don't have too much information here, but you can get some info on the link in the chat if you are interested. Same as if you're gonna be interested. Okay. Why is it right about not picking up my... Okay, that's better. On the whole second event, also as well in the chat. I've already posted it some time ago. No, and well, also kind of news, let's say, is that we're gonna be having 2 more rounds. It was originally supposed to be 4, but yeah, well, gonna be having also 5 and 6 added up as Carnivora Wars and Mythology SDE. That means Sudden Death Edition. So there are some more games for you to enjoy and of course sign up for as well. That is the important part, as you can of course take part in any of the events, even if you didn't take part in the previous ones. So feel free to head into the information page on the Voobly Member Plus forums, and you're gonna be therefore able to sign up and get some more information about it all. As you already played Highland, Turma Wars in the first 2 weeks, and the certification is gonna be played today, which is gonna be a bit different than the previous ones that we already had, as those were featuring basically just like all-out warfare. But here it's gonna be slightly different because you are gonna be expected to collect 10,000 food, but that of course doesn't mean that you won't be having any kind of fights either, as yeah, well, you can't exactly expect that the other players are gonna be letting you collect those 10,000 food without any kind of opposition, right? So you can certainly expect some kind of fight to be had as well, with some certain kind of rules on top of it, which means basically like TCs are indestructible, the starting ones. You're gonna be having some general kind of response of food and gold over the map. So you are going to be expected to be playing somewhat normally, and practically who's gonna be getting the biggest dominance somewhere towards the later game is probably gonna be the one to more likely get the extra resources to get 10,000. But unless you can see right now, Ra, Hades, Gaia, Odin, so all kinds of different players and different gods rather. Woepie in the middle, just right now showing us where we're gonna be able to check the amount of food that the players are actually having. It's gonna be very important for the whole idea. No, and gonna be having plenty of fishies in the middle, so in that way it is somewhat similar to more like actually a sacred pond than Mediterranean, looking at the size of it all. You can say it now. You can, if you have a look to the bottom, you can see the amount of food on all of them. No, and we're gonna be having 1 TC apparently for the players in the front, somewhat. 1 is gonna be hidden in the back. Otherwise, indestructible TC. I kind of wonder how it's gonna be working, as Miko is gonna be apparently Hades. No, yeah, well, he is, with therefore high hit points on buildings. As I mentioned on the, at least the first TC, it doesn't matter. For the others, it will a bit more. Seems like the starting gold mine is gonna be small, like very small, 1500. That's actually very small, because this standard is 3. But nonetheless, you're gonna be there for having that kind of like open position slightly here. Whereas all the way on the left side, he's gonna be playing with Lime from Sub, as Miko is gonna be at this point having the Hades, and the god powers are not entirely going to be given. Thinking you are supposed to be getting some extras. Let me kind of read quickly. As the time goes, additionally players can check the amount of food, blah 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 blah. And where do I have that? You do all the common stockpile going, amount of safe resources is limited. It's actually not entirely mentioned here in this map, but in the previous one, for example, in the Tundra Wars, you're kind of getting god powers as the game went. But here, it seems like it's gonna be... I kind of do wonder. That's something that is not actually mentioned, so maybe Strahssis can be saying in chat what's going to happen, but nonetheless, kind of like the start is gonna be, and should be, fairly straightforward for everybody. So therefore going for the water, and fairly surprised that Massive, for example, is not going for that. Thinking that's gonna be a mistake on his part, trying to play on 1 ox cart with quite a bit of a kind of like long walk time for the villagers and for the dwarves. Yeah, starting god powers have been replaced by Spy to encourage raiding and to make sure not everyone picks Ra and Isis. Yeah, well. Oh, of course, Ra would be quite nice. With all the extra food. That is definitely making pretty good sense. I'm thinking it may be Grassengroom. Now, I wonder how much of a scouting he therefore did, but nonetheless, Shadowf is gonna be still kinda cool, I guess, for the farms. Somewhat helpful in general. We'll be imagining, and last week, he definitely surprised everybody with going for the strategy for the siege. What is it? Siege. Pierce resistance rather on his units. That definitely proved to be the winning condition. So we'll see if maybe he's gonna be having some kind of special plan for today. Yeah, it's gonna be our wolf that he can potentially control here. And run around. Just for the fun of it. How about actually you move, boy? Doesn't seem to be wanting to listen too much. No. That there, approximately. Oh well. Let's stop playing with him. Doesn't seem to be too happy to be listening to us. As apparently 2 dogs, of course, for each. No, looks like it. Ilovemiko and Lime are gonna be right now battling with each other as soon as possible. Whereas he's very interested in Grassengroom, is somewhat ignoring the water. I mean, like, in the end, the water is gonna be a fairly decent source of food. Because you do have, of course, all kinds of hunt and other stuff on the map. DC heals 50 hit points per millisecond. Oh, so that's actually how it's made indestructible. No, well, as you can imagine, millisecond, not second. Even 50 hit points per second would be actually pretty good. But nonetheless, millisecond, that's obviously gonna be almost instantaneous. Some turbo restoration. But the amount of fish here and the position that you have next to the shoreline for the docks, and potentially even here, for example, for even the singles for potential Egyptian. That is something that would be really good. It would be really good indeed. You can see right now Miko coming forward with also right now Massey realizing that, but yeah, that's gonna be just some kind of standard 2TC fast heroic for grass, and I kind of do wonder if somebody is gonna be trying at this point to kind of like just like get in and really just rush to 10,000, because theoretically, if you had rain, you can very easily get like 1-2k, but no. That's 1-2k, that's only 20% still of the 10k. So if people kind of notice that, because they can, you can kind of check out as each of the players how much food actually then they have. Can we see? No, we don't have those commands, so we can literally just look at that through that. And we are gonna be there for this point waiting for Grassengroom, definitely taking a bit of a special approach. So what kind of relics, by the way, do we have? We have Tower of Cestus. Okay, it's very nice. Then we have Blue Crystal Shard. I wonder if we're gonna be having Black Lotus. Building LOS. And then we have Caravan. Caravan's interesting. Black Lotus could be somewhat busted here, I'm expecting. So I do wonder if it's maybe... No. I'm not sure if we can leave out a relic actually from a map. If that's possible in the morning. I mean, might not be. But you can see all the fishing everywhere. I'll be taking a few screenshots of that. Well, I'm not entirely certain if it's on EE, but on EE we'll be having a problem with Shannon and things like that. So I'm thinking that maybe you would have to be also just kind of like banning a few of the other things that are available with Hinese. And some kind of nasty strategy with actually having like, how is it, of 8 or how many guardians you have as the max, and having all of them going for food maybe slightly broken. So I do wonder how it will be working out. But so far, the early water battle is gonna be therefore taking place already, with Grassengroom just gonna like chilling, letting the others do their own thing here, with also Massey right now helping out with the fight. But in the meantime, you can see Grassengroom is gonna be happily contributing to his own food pool. And at this point, 30C for him is gonna be the only one with the extras. Yeah, he's gonna be playing on the fact that the others are gonna be fighting on the water for such a long time. He's gonna be having enough time to basically boom up. And I think he's gonna be turtling. You can't be winning by wonder here. That's not allowed. So you can't be... You probably can build it, but I think in that conquest victory conditions just like not allowed. And frankly, for that matter, even supremacy. So that means, in case you don't know, you haven't ever met it, because there's a good chance you have never met supremacy win condition. Supremacy win condition is taking all TCs and holding them for 3 minutes, I think? Maybe 3 minutes. Something along those lines. You're gonna see it very rarely. In all my streaming, I have seen it activated maybe a handful of times at max, maybe 3 times. at maximum in all the thousands and thousands of games I've done. So yeah, it's very rare. Very rare overall. No, and we are gonna be therefore, at this point, having an opportunity for basically just like nothing else here yet, but seems like Massey is gonna be giving up on that, continue with hunting, and looking around Sublime's base already. Probably should have been using Caladria, frankly, for some kind of false targeting on water. Thinking would have been quite a nice idea for him. With Carnivora for Lime, just gonna continue, of course, the water. But no, of course, Gaia nice. But it, of course, means you don't have anything else, as in, he needs to be stopping attacking with the Citizen to heal him faster. That's gonna be quite a bit better. And yes, Miko is definitely correct. I mean, like, he doesn't have the rain. With rain, it would be a lot scarier. That is absolutely certainly true. But you can definitely see what he's right about now aiming for. He's just gonna turtle, in my opinion. Like, probably getting plenty of walls, even though the map is designed in such a way that it's gonna be quite a bit hard to make it work, because you can see right now really long distances here for any kind of walls. And I'm certain that they're gonna be really the happiest with that. But, well, seems like it right about now. Green is gonna be there for having the water, which is gonna be really fairly interesting for the Atlantean, because he is certainly gonna be needing more villages than his late game Atlantean economy is gonna be affording. Something especially for the AT, it's fairly important. Kinda right about now reminds me of when you have dams, of course, in real world always made, then usually there's gonna be some village or town or whatever getting flooded because of that. So it kinda like halfway reminds me of that. It's like completely randomly. Or you can just kinda, you can't straight build the one that, I was kinda thinking if maybe somebody is gonna be not paying enough attention, they could just waste their resources. Maybe it would be, oh, well, somewhat interesting, let's say maybe. But, well, whatever the case, that is, of course, not gonna be there for possible. And what is gonna be the general idea then? Can say it now, baseline without Hendaxos. Second EC for red is getting researched with already, what is it? Boso. Grassengroom apparently meeting here. Oh, there's gonna be some kind of comeback maybe. Bit of a comeback by Massey. Certainly is on the way. You can say right now the food for Grassengroom still on the booming. Oh, look at the 2000 right now for Massey though. Huh. I'm kind of actually waiting if the players are not gonna be maybe a bit too consumed by the normal warfare and playing on their own. Just kind of like not realizing somebody's running away, because that's already a quarter already there from Massey. To be kind of funny if we surprise Grassengroom, because I'm not expecting Grassengroom is gonna be heading for any kind of military so far. It doesn't seem to me. Okay, that's gonna be Heroic Age. Force drop in, right? No, I mean, like, are we imagining that it should be? I mean, like, Shifting Sands, no, that's because of Shadow, of course, for the farms. Shifting Sands won't be really helping him too much. Either way. Yeah, they. I was kinda seeing if they have hit points, and if there could be a strategy of basically like destroying the monuments, so that the opponents can't be seen how much food you have. But no, that's not the case. That is not something that is actually possible. No, and whatever the case though, it's gonna be Green, the Master of the Seas. Really doesn't seem like that Massey is gonna be doing anything else. Need to be keeping an eye on him. Because he can, of course, right now continue. Okay, that's Miko coming up. He can continue making dwarves. You do have, what, 50 dwarves, right? So it is somewhat limited, his possible bonus that he kind of does have as Norse. Obviously, you'll be like into Advanced Truskady, into Winter Harvest. I'm thinking he's gonna be having to do that. But really, the expensive farms are gonna kind of suck, I think. But you could theoretically make an exchange where you will be just getting plenty of gold and buying the wood maybe on market. I think maybe strat like that could be somewhat legit. No, and that's of course the third lane with at least a bit of army for Grassengroom. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's gonna be a start of the warfare. 3000 here. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'll be actually getting quite a bit worried if I were somebody who is not Grassengroom. Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna have to fight him. Because at this point, he's getting into a situation where, theoretically, if he prepares somewhere here with a few granaries, farms around them, he can probably get into thousands of food very quick with all 80 villages and empowerment. So I'm thinking that Ra is having quite plenty bonuses The empowerment is gonna be really cool here. The cheaper farms are really cool. Then, what do we have with the other gods? Is there something specific that could help? No, definitely Locust for removing enemies. Enemies actually farms, that's very nice. For the others, it's not entirely something helpful. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. Mythical Age doesn't really help you. So Mythical Age is probably not needed here. I don't think you will be really getting anything useful for that. And from that, don't really think so. But well, whatever the case, one is gonna be coming up, and it seems like it maybe some kind of land warfare is already on the way. Sorry for not noticing that before, but Lime has already lost a citizen here, so that's gonna be a complication on his front town center. Where do we stand? 3,000 or 2.5? 700. This is gonna be very important for Grassengroom. I wonder how much he has trained and how much he has practiced. It's gonna be all about when he decides to switch into the farming and basically just abandon everything else. It's gonna be a crucial time. And the thing is, it might be kind of like a one-thing deal in the game. That if he misses that correct timing, or he can like misappreciates the situation, he just might not be able to get there in the end. But yeah, it's... oh well, just kind of like practice, no? Practice for the prize pool, that's what you'll be of course expecting. Okay. So far nobody really just attacking straight here. So now Osiris is gonna be up. I really don't think that I really thinking that the Mythical Age is a waste of resources. That's 1,000 food. That's a legit 1,000 food right there. That is something that you might be actually kind of like fooling your opponent with. Just kind of like clicking it in so that you're gonna be 1,000 less. But right before getting into Mythical Age, then unclicking it and getting the 1,000 back, so that the opponents might not be thinking that they're actually too close, or that you are too close. Can say it now, get in there, 3,000 approximately. Yeah, lowest score is also something that might be a bit, at this point entirely, bringing up too much of a suspicion from the other players. That is certainly true as well. And this is overall just like reminding me that in Age of Empires 2, there are certain challenges, kind of like boom challenges. Maybe something that we could be doing also here in Age of Mythology. For example, getting like the fastest possible Imperial Age. And getting like also something with the resources as well. Okay. Really? Oh, Mother Nature. Oh, that's the extra resources, right. So you're just gonna be getting some random trees here. In case. Okay. Not entirely gonna be helpful right now. Too much. No. Right now thinking about it. How about actually Ragnarok from Odin? I mean, like, it's not gonna be like a winning condition straight up. But getting a full-on Ragnarok might be a variant how to get rid of enemy economy. And basically just destroy them, because they very probably are not gonna be maybe wanting to spend everything. Grassengroom looking like, yeah, Grassengroom is at this point definitely sprinting forward, but look at Lime. Look at Lime here. I would be really liking to see. Okay. Right now somebody is flexing. Instead of, for example, casting it on true fans. I was going to say to cast it here to slow down. Mr. Sublime. By the way, gathering rates. You can see on the farmer here 198, whereas on the other side you are going to be having 082. You don't have anything else, but Miko is gonna be all right about now. Giving up at 083. No, and we need to be there looking into the middle. 9,000 there. Can say right now 7,500. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to make it, and therefore we are gonna be waiting for Mr. Grassengroom to be calling it a win at this point. Oh well. I'm kind of hoping that Miko didn't leave the game, because sometimes that creates a problem like this. But yeah, at this point it's quite a bit evident that even if it's ending that way, then it's gonna be Grassengroom. The kid is gonna be right now the victor of our round number 4. And yeah, he's just like, I think he might have left the game room, right? Yeah, Miko has left the game room. So that sometimes unfortunately happens. And it's not every time, but sometimes you just shouldn't be leaving the game too soon after you resign. It's kind of like the rule. But at this point, just kind of like continue, right? Yeah, at this point 9,304. It's quite a bit evident that with not any kind of attack coming up, it's clear he's gonna be able to get there. So Strahssis, if you are around, maybe just gonna like message them, because obviously I'm no admin or whatnot of this, but it's gonna clear if it's gonna be bringing up again the save. $8,000, he's just not gonna be able to get there in time, because at this point he's literally waiting for the villagers to get back. Spawns 4 Gaia trees, new hippos, and 4 new gold mines. That's what we were seeing there a bit earlier. Yeah, we won't be seeing the food here on the villages, because we are not like a standard observer. That's a bit weird that they can't drop him normally, because that normally the games and the scenarios are kind of meant and made that way, that it should be working out in such a fashion. Maybe. You'll see. You'll see. Maybe now that's something I didn't consider, because I can't see how much they are having actually on them. And he's having plenty of actually boats in there, like seriously plenty. And each is carrying what, 30? So theoretically, yeah, maybe actually at this point the source drop, kind of like the force drop. I mean, like if you're gonna be having 30 fish, then it's 30, I don't know, like 900, right? So he shouldn't be able to make it. Would be surprised if that actually worked. But the problem is you can't even save here, unfortunately, because of this. So I'm thinking you're gonna be probably having to call it from this position. Oh, that's kind of like a point as well, no? But I'm not sure how many resources extra they're gonna be having to possibly sell and buy. That's also interesting, of course, part of it, Strahssis. I don't know if they have like already the save or... don't entirely.
Yes.
Yeah, seems like that unfortunately we can't be saving. Dropping is also not working. Yeah, at this point I don't want to be necessarily getting any kind of ideas in as far as the trade, so I'm not sure if somebody's listening or not, but nonetheless. Yeah, I'm thinking that it should be kind of clear here. But obviously it's up to Miko to decide. But it was a kind of like an interesting sprint in the end. So not much of a fighting going on. Seems like that maybe if you want to support more fighting, then you probably need to be improving into like 20,000 food. The 10,000 seems like a bit low still for the late game economy. And somebody like... If somebody is gonna be able to sneak in, basically like a straight boom, and it looks like it works. Like right now 1300 resources difference. Yeah, we can be looking into the post game unfortunately from here. So yeah, they just need to be going off, and we can't be really seeing the other resources that they have. It should be kind of really useful, as to be having some kind of clear idea how much potentially lime can be selling, but theoretically shouldn't be enough in a kind of way if you're gonna be also considering something like the discounts and whatnot. But what could be actually a thing? What could be a thing is actually tributing. If somebody wanted to just like mess up with Grassengroom, then Massive would be just sending all his food into lime and he would be winning, right? Because it just like doesn't say how you're gonna be getting the resources. I don't want to be putting any kind of ideas into anybody's mind. But if you wanted to troll, there certainly is a variant how to do that. And what to do with that. So, yeah. So, I'm not entirely certain if everybody has already left. So I don't want to be leaving until maybe everything is explored and like noticed and noted. So that theoretically could be some part of it, of overall strategy, because obviously these free-for-alls are always about some kind of diplomacy and stuff like that. Thinking it would be a certainly interesting idea and plan. So, everybody seems to be rejoined into the game rooms at Voobly, into the lobby. So I'm just gonna ask if they are all out, so that maybe can be resigning as well. And maybe having therefore look into the post-game to have some kind of idea about the other resources they might have. So he was having more than enough to possibly sell into lime to screw Grassengroom over if he really wanted to. Just gonna again click in here just to be showcasing that. It's gonna exactly depends when the force drop would happen. And if maybe all the villages right now for blue would actually be on 0 food, then yeah, you just kinda like don't know how far we are. That's kinda like the problem. That you don't know how much is on the villages. Oh, I mean like on the villages you don't know right now with lime. With Grassengroom you kinda don't know that. That is a bit of a problem in there. Okay, so decision is gonna be that there's going to be Mythology SD between lime and grass to decide the winner, it seems like. Okay, so let's gonna resign from here first. If it kind of like does even anything. Just seems like it doesn't. I literally just have to be Alt F4 in, unfortunately. There's also no recorded game from this, that's also another problem. Or at least from the last one, there wasn't anything. Can't be doing anything with that. So, let's therefore go out. Maybe right about now showcase the game rooms so that we are gonna be having everything recorded. Okay, so you're gonna be hitting the Mythology and Death Edizione. Okay then. Okay, so you're gonna be having therefore a decider here, just to be making sure that we do have the proper winner who's gonna be deserving that, between Grassengroom and Sublime. Okay, I was probably a bit too fast for that, yeah, well. Quite of course. Just kinda thinking that that when we are having right about now the maps for the rest of the tournament being for 4 players, maybe it could be interesting to be having like 2 rounds, for example, or like 3 rounds. Like 2 rounds basic and then the last one. I'm not sure how long they usually are, the games. It's probably expected that this one is gonna be a bit longer. But nonetheless, it would somewhat make sense to be like having, for example, 8 people therefore involved as well in 2 of the rounds, and then we will be having like a finals of a 4 or something along those lines. And hey, Masim. Again, of course, you're having standard 2-minute delay, as usual. So have they already joined properly, or have they? Have and has, okay. I need to rejoin, I need to be the last one. So Mythology Sudden Death Edition, can get it also in the chat currently with the link. No, and you're gonna be there for having, of course, as you can tell, bit of a change with Sudden Death in the middle. So you are going to be able to kind of change the units if you have played the Mythology before. We have even streamed it, I think, in some of the custom scenarios before. Do gods matter? It's right now in the info here. I wouldn't be necessarily thinking so. So, not sure, I guess. Yeah, so let's kind of do mirror. It's probably gonna be like the best. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking it probably won't be mattering too much. Regeneration for the Odin units, maybe something could be like an idea, possibly. Better archers for the Hades, possibly as well. Could be at least some kind of consideration, maybe. So there we go. Let's therefore go in for the decider here to see who's gonna be in the third round. So it was a bit too close on the previous version. And on the Desertification, so you're gonna be having right now the Sudden Death version of Mythology to decide it all, if it's gonna be Victor Grassengroom, or maybe if the victory is going to be Sublime. Wow, that is loud. That is very, very loud. And otherwise, god bonuses apparently do apply. Right about now getting the message from Strahssis. So you can have Ulfsax with the Zeus bonus. Oh, wow, that could be actually somewhat interesting. But nonetheless, you're gonna be there for right about now having an opportunity with Sublime in red. Grassengroom is gonna be playing in the blue color again. Can say they're already having some army from Sublime ready. But how's it gonna be powerful blue? There we go. Gonna be right now buying himself some hippies. Yeah, of course, you can right now have the piggies. And with that, you're gonna be choosing which kind of units you're gonna be wanting to get. You can say it on the mythical units, on the normal ones here. You can see that's gonna be the piggies. It's gonna be the heavy Toxotai in there on the other side. Last one to pick wins. I'm dumb. Well, maybe that's gonna be a bit easier currently for Grassengroom. But in a minute and a half, you're gonna be having everything decided. And then raiding cavalry with Oranos bonus, for example, that could be also fairly interesting with the increased speed therefore. But yeah, not entirely certain if this is gonna be too much of a good fight for Sublime. Maybe this is gonna be a really quick decision. But frankly, yeah, well, he was a bit faster. You can't click it. No, well, you're having still 1 minute to get ready. Oh, can see now some myth units coming up. Wanted to be getting himself some Petsuchos. Seems like that he can't be, he wants to be choosing myth unit, but he can't, it looks like. Can say about now that he's trying to get himself iron weapons engineers. Okay, iron mail. And draft horses with iron shields as the last one. Seems like that Grassengroom is having a problem picking this myth unit here. Piggy doesn't want to die apparently. But nonetheless he's gonna be getting, oh well, finally right now succeeded. Gonna be getting himself there for the Petsuchos. And well, seems like try to be very much interested in the iron weapons, obviously as the archers. And seems like they can be picking the bonus. Apparently having some technical issues here, but in 15 seconds they're gonna be there for ready. For probably the next part. Okay, there we go. And it's gonna be Iron Shields, of course, coming forward. And Sublime is having a bit of a problem right now getting anything at all. So... Sudden death coming up. Gates are gonna be, of course, open at this point. Okay, got it. Yeah, it seems like it unfortunately is not able to right now pick it. Yeah, I can see Grassengroom is gonna be nice to him. And... they probably can't be messaging each other then. Yeah, it seems like it's something for Strahssis to possibly look at. Yeah, the piggies are not entirely working as they should. Should be really just kind of like going back, of course, for the iron weapons here. Whereas it seems like Restoration is gonna be the choice of the... no, quite logically here for Grassengroom. There we go. And what do we have? Eclipse, Plague of Serpents, and Carnivore. No, that should be really Restoration as well, of course. Thinking it's gonna be the same idea here. There we go. Okay, so they can go for the battle. So you do have right now the Golden Ego in the middle. Yeah, it seems like they figured it out now, that if he can't click, he just needs to be keeping clicking. Yeah, Woepie, second right now, Iron Shields on him. Heavy Toxotai with Iron Weapons. And having Burning Pitch, which obviously doesn't do anything here, unfortunately. With, yeah, that's a fairly smart at this point choice. Just kind of like finding some kind of choke point where to engage against Grassengroom, who's gonna be having a bit of a problem, get actually everything properly in. But second Restoration, again, is gonna be always more useful currently. You can say now Archer's still in pretty good hit points, but the Piggy right now being fairly good choice here, it looks like. I think it's slowing things down, but unfortunately it looks like that we are gonna be having a bit too many Hippicons here. 17-12, yeah, at this point the Archers are not gonna be able to win, even though you can see Sublime is just kinda like keeping his like X in the basket still, but it seems like he's gonna be getting sniped by the Petsuchai, who should be able to therefore get there, especially since Sublime is right now not gonna be able to keep them inside, contained properly. So you just can't be clicking too fast in there. That's the trick to learning it all. But nonetheless, that's gonna be an opportunity to get through, and of course, that's gonna be a GG as yeah, Lime, fortunately, didn't entirely work with his patience too well. No, and therefore, that should be the victory for Grassengroom, and he is gonna be right now getting himself a victory in the round 3 of Woepie's free-for-all party. So congratulations, it's gonna be a second already, as he won last week. First week has been won by Assam. And we'll see who's gonna be in the second half of the tournament. As we are only in half, there are gonna be still 3 rounds coming up. One of them is gonna be, for example, on this map. That will be round, if I'm not mistaken, like the last one possibly. Where do I have the thingies at this point? Yeah, that's gonna be the last one. So next round number 4, next week also at 20 GMT. It's every Sunday 20 GMT. Mythology Mini. And then we're gonna be having Carnivora Wars the week after, and last week Mythology SDE here, the Sudden Death Edition, as I've just mentioned. So that's gonna be the grand final practically of it all in a few weeks, no? And here it's gonna be there for the victory. Can be right now in the post game, not like we're gonna be having too many important notices here, of course. 17 Hippicons still alive. Oh, kind of like Hippicons. Gonna be some myth units in there as well, or rather myth unit. We have the Petsuchos. But nonetheless, that's 30 military count. It's gonna be currently having 16, 17. Yeah, okay, it counts at myth unit. Alright. Just thinking how it properly works. 29. One extra heavy raider for us to be showcasing everything at the start. Classic graph practically here. And therefore, GG, and congratulations to Grassengroom on the victory in the second round, or third round, sorry, of Woepie's free-for-all party. Sublime coming second. GG. Yep, don't click the pig away too fast. That is certainly a good idea. Yeah, I'm thinking that he was quite a bit closer to the 10k. It would have been very unlikely, I'm thinking, for Lime to be getting that faster than Grassengroom with how it was going. Really, the only chance I can see is if Massive wanted to be screwing with with Grassengroom and simply tributed resources over to Lime. Then, I think that would have been quite a legit way how to possibly win in there. But yeah, nonetheless, congratulations therefore on the victory, and it's gonna be therefore, well, it for the third round. You can find the past 2 rounds on the channel here. Should be probably putting it on YouTube somewhat during the week maybe. And possibly gonna be also found, you can also find it on Woepie official YouTube, probably. Not sure how it's gonna be the decision in the Strahssis in the end. But nonetheless, next week, as he mentioned, again at 20 GMT on Sunday, we're gonna be having the round number 4, as I mentioned. You can also just gonna, again, as always, where do I have on window capture? Yeah, can say down confirmation. Next week, Mythology Mini, Carnivora Wars, and then Mythology SD. That's what we played right about now. And therefore, you can also right now have a look what you're gonna be playing next week. It will be there from Mythology Mini. So you're gonna be getting for both 2v2 1v1 format, approximate playtime is gonna be 15 minutes. That's gonna be expected. And each player starts automatically spawning armies of militia, and after each 50 kills, the army is gonna be leveling up, meaning units are gonna be replaced by different stronger ones. They're gonna be 8 in total, and as you level up, you're also gonna be receiving line upgrades and armory upgrades automatically, and building upgrades for the TC, Masons, Architects. No, and also some good powers are gonna be sprinkled in for you to enjoy, so you can possibly see that in the chat. And then, well, for the next week after, we're gonna be there for playing Carnivora Wars. I've already shown that a few times here as well. It's gonna be just like plenty carnivoras all across the map, and you're gonna be having infinite good power casting with that, and the point is to kill the turtle. The mother turtle or queen turtle here, and also some extra units that are gonna be spawned for you, so yep, up to the players to properly prepare for the fight as well. And if you are interested, then feel free to do so also and test out the new scenarios by Strahssis. No, and then the last one, it's gonna be the Mythology Sudden Death Edition. I've already posted that into the chat, and you can have basically seen what it is by now, and you can foresee getting the starting army, and there are some kind of contingencies just to be keeping the map from being kind of like unending, and it shouldn't be taking longer than 5-10 minutes here. Well, kind of seems that way, especially if you're gonna be having the 1v1 with kind of like uneven units. I had quite a bit of stuff he could sell and fish he could drop off. I estimate he had like 9.5k realistically, I estimate. Maybe. I kind of wonder what actually what Grassengroom had. But in general, as I mentioned, no, probably would have been a good idea to get some screenshots of their resources so that you're gonna be having some better idea. Maybe they're gonna be available somewhere, I guess, if you do have the information therefore. Sorry, to be taking care of some kind of a bug flying in. Yeah, well, it's quite a bit hot, and on top of it, having all lights on is not entirely helping keeping the wildlife out, but nonetheless, for the wildlife in the game, well, this is something that you can also therefore test and play. Same as, for example, the Desertification that we played today. So if you want to be testing your metal at that with your friends who's gonna be better at getting the 10,000 food, you can choose to do so. And for example, last week, of course, we were doing the Turma Wars. It was quite a bit fun mode, taking about 40 minutes. And, yeah, well, the first round was Highland, so you don't need any kind of link for that. But the link for the event 2 that is going on is here. You can also then play in event 1, which is still going on. That's you can also sign up for the tournaments here still, of course, on the Member Plus forums. There is still the event 1 going on, focused on custom scenarios. That is just kind of like switching between different scenarios and whatnot, and you can therefore play on ladder with that. Yep, can say about now some prizes already that Grassengroom is gonna be looking for. They're gonna be at the end of the event. So maybe put up the normal Titans lobby there for you. So you can see having some decent amount of players, but yeah, well, it's summer, so it's gonna be logically slightly lower in general. No, and Miguel. It's probably not gonna be Miguel from Age of Empires 2, I'm gonna be guessing. But for the other event, just need to be finding the link, unless Strahssis is gonna be maybe faster, but he would have to be faster by 2 minutes, which is very unlikely. Event 2, where do I have the link for event also on there? There it is. So each week or 2 weeks or something along those lines, you'll be able to get yourself some maps, some special custom scenario you can play for the ladder. 1v1, 2v2, 3v4, or whatever you want to be playing. 3v3 is up to you. Even more VVs if you are gonna be intending to play that, and if the scenarios of course are gonna be allowing, and you can collect points, and at the end of the event who's gonna be having the position in the ladder is gonna be winning the tournament, getting some prize like premium account and whatnot, increasing and improving your kind of experience playing here or Voobly, the best place for Age of Mythology and Age of Empires multiplayer, and having therefore some better fun here in the game, like for example having a bigger friends list, being able to utilize special game rooms like 1 through 5 I think it is, or maybe through 10 maybe even. So you're gonna be the cool guy on the block, or getting avatars, and something else as well are gonna be there. Maybe some more interesting parts are these. So feel free to take part, and otherwise from other custom scenarios that we also mention often, it's going to be, for example, the European Wars. I seem to be right now finding the link for it. Give me a sec. There we go. That's another one you can potentially test. Starting in Europe, taking your starting position, and then of course having to take like 7 TCs and hold it them for 5 minutes, something along those lines. It is for the victory, very popular in Age of Empires 2, so you might be interested in that as well. And of course, if you are currently interested in some other mods, there's plenty of it going on in the mod center here. You can also potentially see, for example, AoE music for AOT. Then there are gonna be some other parts as well, like AoE music in high quality if you are interested. Thinking that one is for premium accounts, but not sure how it precisely works at this point. Maybe Strahssis can be putting it some extra input, but yeah, well, maybe just if you are interested in those extra parts, then basically Woobly Mod Center is something similar to your Steam Workshop, so you can also have plenty of good things available for the original game, and others you can find on Age of Mythology Heaven. Tons and tons of community creations in 2002. You can also get all kinds of tools to maybe begin modding or make some videos from the engine and whatnot. There is some kind of YouTube channel with that as well. So up to you if you are interested in all of that. And then feel free to visit also Age of Mythology Heaven for maybe some guides on modding. There's like plenty of things going on So really, literally up to you if you are wanting to be joining the creative community and doing something for the others as well. You know, the web that you want to visit is definitely RTS-Sanctuary with, well, since 2003, all kinds of history of the game, quality discussions, guides, learning of upcoming tournaments, getting recorded games there, all anew, with any kind of players you can think of, mods and whatnot, what we are using, for example, on the stream here, and all kinds of other things. So, up to you. I think I'm having exclamation mark mods command for that. What is missing in there? Nothing. That should be practically it. You can also get their AOT Encyclopedia, which is an effort by Ipred, Hagrid, and Logi, deep dive into HO mythology workings. So if you're interested in how certain things work together or do not work together, then that is certainly your best kind of like a resource for anything AOM. It's usually tangled, how to say that, bundled with the enhanced tooltips, which is the extra information that you can see in the game always that I use. That is also by Ipert for the enhanced, like extended edition for Voobly balance patch, or for the no patch version, the original one, originally created by Pete and Centellian and Dragon Q some years back on extended edition. Enlarged font is quite a good mod, and for kind of like the high resolutions on the original game, because obviously otherwise things tend to be a bit smaller. And you can also you might be interested if you're gonna be wanting to test something or create something new for the game in the user interface for the editor. You need that, otherwise it doesn't work in any kind of like real way really for the original. And you can also of course get yourself some upgraded texture mod, which is what, for example, signifies upgrades on units or on farms or everything along those lines that I'm using. And the UI mod, the user interface, that's also Ipert's variant, and there are plenty of them by him and others, or just some kind of village encounters if you are interested as well in that, only with original version of the UI. Up to you how you want to play that. And that has originally been created by Ekanta. The Ipert's UIs are based on Ekanta's great work. He has also created user interfaces for Age of Empires 3, for example. Yep, that is the same guy, in case you play there. No, and I guess last thing, of course, feel free to join us on Woobly, the best place for Age of Mythology and Age of Empires multiplayer. If you are on Extended Edition and want to be joining us, then compatibility patch by Strahssis and Chris is a great way to test and great way to do that without needing to download the game anywhere else. If you already have the download or have the original game, you don't need this. It's not allowing you to play EE on Woobly, but with EE on Woobly, because like it's kind of like transforming the game into the original, so Woobly, an original game, can work with it. So if you already do have the install, do not use it. It's not for you, and it's gonna be messing up with your game probably, and you're gonna be having to clean install and clean reinstall after. But if you don't want to find the download anywhere and look for it, then just gonna try this, install, and you can play both on Steam and on Woobly. If you face some possible issues, then feel free to contact me on Discord, on anywhere else, or especially on Woobly support forums. Feel free to contact the mods as well, and the creations and creators of it as well. No, and you can play here. Can see right now we have played custom scenarios. There's Zelda hosted, for example. It's going to be better team versus noobs, but okay. You can play Deathmatch, Lightning, Woobly balance patch. You can play no patch, the original game, if you wish, and up to you. Nothing is forced upon you, but the Woobly balance patch is certainly the most common. That is true. And you can also play here Vanilla without Titans, Vanilla expert patch. You can play here, that is used for tournaments and show matches. You can play here also against bots, against AI, that's fairly common. No, and all kinds of other custom scenarios, like besides the Zelda that we have seen here. And the Mythodia, for example, some Dark Mythodia version, or Norse Wars, and then Gladiators, Foodwood Gold, Bloodsport are a bit more common, CBAK Castle Blood as well, then Settlers, Tiny, or Choose Your Mutation, RPG Tower Defense, Forest Escape, Cat and Mouse maybe, and all kinds of others that are also commonly upgraded. Like you can have seen what Strahssis is doing with these ones. RPG and Choose Your Mutation have been updated in the last year. So there is plenty of stuff going on with the custom scenarios on Voobly. So especially if you are interested in that and you are on Steam where it might not be as common, then feel free to visit for some good fun and, well, maybe stay here for some better game experience. Up to you. And you can just come here for more players to play, both on Steam and here. Up to you. I want to enjoy this good old game. Otherwise, here on the channel, we are streaming every Wednesday, community games. So it's gonna be next stream with AOM, next Sunday, 20 GMT again. We're gonna be playing and streaming the further 4th round of our Woepie free-for-all party, hosted by Strahssis and SoMoS and Voobly. It's gonna be the Mythology mini. You can sign up as well, as I've mentioned. And otherwise, we are also gonna be streaming, or we are streaming regularly on Monday and Thursday. And tomorrow probably gonna be some Czech Age of Empires 2. We also stream English Age of Empires 2, of course, here fairly commonly. Very rarely Age of Empires 4. We haven't done that for a long time. Usually focusing some AOM players if you have time and if I feel like it. And then otherwise even some other games. We played Diablo 4 here, or some other old school ones like Dune 2, Settlers. We played last week, for example, on the 30th anniversary opportunity. You know, school fun with Amiga version. We play even some other Amiga games like Lotus, Alien Breed, and from the PC games, the older ones. I mentioned the Dune 2 and, I don't know, Dungeon Keeper I want to be playing here. We played Transporticum Deluxe, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Witcher, Heroes of Might and Magic very commonly, and we also need in the Might and Magic RPGs. You can find a kind of list of games below the stream what we do here, and the Might and Magic Enroth and Erathia story mode run that we also are having on the way for quite a few years, of course, already, since this is mainly Age of Mythology and Age of Empires stream. Some Age of Empires 1 campaign we also need to be going through. We are in the Yamato Empire of the Rising Sun currently. We have finished some others, the Babylonian, Greek already. There were some interesting challenges, let's say, in those. Thinking we did also the Hittite and Egyptian, of course, because that was the learning one. And I guess that's gonna be probably right now it for now. So, thank you who stopped by, who also was potentially lurking around. So thank you Strahssis also for the help with the links, Massey, not only for stopping by on the chat, but also for playing in the match in the first place. Same goes to Lime from Subclan, JSS, Grassengroom, 2K4 Jesus, Sub being... where is actually the Subclan? Okay, let me have a look. Am I gonna be able to get some kind of information on that? Subclan, or the Subhumans. Okay, so that's the clan. That is the clan, with an interesting actually picture right now, profile picture. Not sure if you... No, you're gonna be not seeing it if you're not on Voobly, but for those of you who are, you can right now see his account. So thanks to Grassengroom, Lime, and also Ilovemiko, and Massey as well. Thank you for the games today, Massey 350 to be precise. And also thank you Bronze Boy and Ropel Tirano for stopping by on the chat. And again, whoever else was potentially around. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Hope you enjoyed. And right now the last thing to do is to have a look what kind of possible Age of Mythology stream is currently going on. Of course, feel free to switch for elsewhere and wherever you wish. And of course, do whatever you wish with the rest of your afternoon as well. So there's of course the Aztec tournament going on, there's Crowstraw right now doing some games, Starco is also streaming, so let's kind of like support. Starco is hosted us a few times as well, and then there seems like that there are decent amounts of some Probably one once on EE, it looks like. And for example, Ryuk, here it seems like, and which ones are otherwise gonna be competitive? Or is it kinda like mostly campaigns? Mr. Nobody doing some team games, probably partly with AI. No. It's gonna be just like with friends. Serial killed. What is he doing? Hosey, Corinth, okay, so he's playing with friends against AI. If you are interested in that. Then C-Slick, seems like it's gonna be some co-op with Rafson Kutamisu. Oh, that's actually the same Guma serial killer. Or is it? No, it's not. Wait a second. No, they're just having Corinth. They're having, luckily, the same name of the civilizations. Okay, so that's a different group. That's playing, apparently it's Polish it looks like. Playing some customs against AI. Rafson is doing what? Okay, so he's... Yeah, okay, so he's the one with C-Slick. So that's gonna be two POVs of the same. And then DM Shockman is gonna be doing apparently campaign, if you are interested, on EE. So up to you what you want to be doing with the rest of your evening. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you Strahssis and SoMoS for hosting the tournament, and you can therefore expect next week 20 GMT round 4 of Woepie's free-for-all party, and on Wednesday classic HO Mythology community games, maybe something in between, who knows, with AOM, but we certainly are also gonna be having some AoE too, maybe something else on our other sessions. Okay, see you then. See you later. And thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed.